Hi again, this is Rick with AmazingAccuracy.com, and today is October 7th, 2021. It's currently 8:29 p.m. Chicago time. All right, well, we're revisiting the Canadian dollar futures contract. If you watched my last video, which was about 8 days ago on September 29th, 2021, there'll be a link down in the description area below to that video. If you haven't seen it, that was my original Canadian dollars futures short and long-term outlook, and this is just a update of that video I did 8 days ago. We're going to go over what has progressed since then and has the expectation so far come about. All right, so we're looking at the daily, as you can see here with that D pressed in here. And one of the things that I was bringing out in that previous video was that if price was likely going to cross up, let's see, let's go back to where that date would have been, and that would have been right here. Okay, this is the price bar of September 29 right here. And we were looking for a high probability that prices would be turning up and going above this swing top here. And as you can see, that has in fact happened. As a matter of fact, it started the very next day, and the expectation, if you look at that video, you'll find that we were looking for it to cross the then dashed line that you see here, but it was down here. And for it to cross above here, we definitely knew it had to cross above the dash and triggering the next up indicator that you see here, this trigger indicator. So we got that. We got the Fibonacci EMAs now lined up, red, white, blue in bullish order, and we are now trading and closing above the 55. So all the things that were spelled out as highly likely to occur has in fact occurred to the money, to the dollar. Okay, everything. The turning around, crossing up above here, not going below here, producing an upward blue, producing the upward red, white, and blue, and trading and crossing above the 55 EMA that you see right here. All good as speculated back in September 29th, which was 8 days ago. All right, now let's go take a look at what has occurred in the weekly. As we can see that we have now also gotten a blue upward trigger in the weekly, which is the intermediate time frame, which is a higher time frame, 5 times higher, of course, than the daily. So this is significant. We have yet, of course, to produce the bullish EMAs here with the red on top, then white, then blue in that order. But that will come. Right now, we are trading now above the 55 on the weekly time frame. So all this is working out really good. And of course, we have this swing bottom within 1 bar of the forecasted weekly swing bottom or weekly swing indicator here, this F date, which is marked by the diamond. Now going over to the monthly, and if you watched that first video, and if you haven't, I would suggest you go back, watch that first, then come back to see this, so you'll understand everything I'm saying, because I'm going through everything very quickly here. This is just an update video. But as you can see here, we already knew we had the bullish indication here for the long term. We are now turning up again, as you can see, but take a look at this. In the previous video, I pointed out that we had right here hit support for August using the square timer tool that is in this software. And then for September, which is where we had left off when I did the previous video, September 29th, so there was only 1 day left in the month. That's this price bar. And you can see that it also has found support at the square bottom line. And then take a look at what we have this month so far. 7 days into October. This is the October monthly bar, and look where its low is. It is sitting also on the ascending, the upward line here within the square. So this is very, very, very important information right here. It's telling me that it's respecting these lines that you see within the square, meaning that the application, where I placed it, the value I started with for this particular square was correct, and everything is working as expected. Now, note something here very important. Notice though that we are still dealing with the downward trigger here, and look where we have to go if we're going to get an upward trigger. We've got to cross up above the blue dash. Does it look like it has a possibility? Absolutely. Look how close that is. We could be looking at this being triggered this month, or perhaps no later than next month. So things are looking really bullish again for the Canadian dollar futures. For those of you who trade the Forex, the USD Canadian, remember that the USD is listed first. It's the base contract. And so everything is upside down. It's inverted. Okay, here the Canadian dollar would be the base, but in the Forex, the USD is listed first. So it is the opposite. While we're saying that Canadian dollar futures is bullish, the USD CAD therefore would be bearish. All right, and going back to the daily, just to recap one thing here, recall that when I use this tool right here, and I pointed out the previous times it made this same pattern, you had the 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I said 1, 2, 3, 4. And then here, 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much, 4. We saw it coming ahead of time, taking advantage of it at this very moment. I hope you are as well. Thank you for watching this video. If you haven't done so already, visit my website at amazingaccuracy.com. Excuse me. You may also want to check out my book, The Market Forecasting Secrets. That book has got some really, really wonderful secrets, techniques on how to predict market turns. And I certainly hope that some of these demonstrations kind of help you see how effective that is. Okay, well, if you haven't already, subscribe, click the notification bell so you'll be informed of my upcoming videos, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.